Hello everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today I'm going forward on solving linear inequalities. I taught you the basics yesterday. Remember that x should be on your left side and the number should be on your right side. And remember one thing, if you multiply or divide both sides of a linear inequality by a negative number, you have to flip the direction. So if it was greater than, it will be less than. If it was less than, it will turn to greater than. If it was greater or equal to, it will be less or equal to, and if it was less or equal to, it will be greater or equal to. Our learning objective of today is how to solve multi-step linear inequalities. I will start with solving questions live with you. The first question is it's a simple one. Solve the linear inequality 3x minus 5 greater than 9, then show your solutions on the number line. So I will start with 3x minus 5 greater than 9 by adding 5 to both sides to get rid of negative 5 because x should be alone. So plus 5 here, plus 5 there. So it will be 3x greater than 14. Now I will divide both sides by 3. Why? Because x should be alone or isolated. So it will be x greater, since I divided both sides by a positive number, so I don't need to change the direction of it. 14 divided by 3, let's say 4.8. So now how to represent this on the number line? So I will draw a line here. Then I will put the point 4.8 on it. Let me just, change it. So I will enter a text or maybe, so the number 4.8 is here, then which is x. Now I will draw a circle. Should this circle be that represents number 4.8, should it be colored or not colored? If the question was x greater than or equal or less than or equal, it would be colored because here I will include this number 4.8. But here I want all the numbers that are greater, only greater than 4.8, so I will not color it because I don't want the number 4.8. So now here I will enter an arrow, then I will go to the right side. So this is my solution. I will just color it with maybe green. So here are the numbers, and if you want just to write x, so x here represents all the numbers from 4.8 till positive infinity. So the second question, I will just change something maybe here, like by saying plus 17. Then here I will write, instead of 3, negative 2x plus 17, and let's make it less than 9. How to solve it? So I will start with negative 2x plus 17 minus 17 because I want to get rid of 17, less than 9 minus 17. So now negative 2x will be alone, less than, because positive 17 minus 17 is 0, 9 minus 17 is negative 8. Now I will divide both sides by negative 2. Remember, when I divide both sides by negative 2, what should I do? Flip the direction. So it will be negative 2 divided by negative 2, 1. So x will be alone. The question was less than, so I will change it to greater than. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 is 4. So x is greater than 4. So here I will go for drawing a line, which is the number line. So this is the number line, and I will draw a circle. Should I color it or not? Not, because x is only greater. It doesn't equal to. So I will leave it blank. So I will color it with white. That means it's not colored. And I will write the number 4 here to show that number 4 is located here. Then I will draw an arrow from this one to the infinity, right? Because I have to move right, not left, because it's greater, not less. If it was less, I would move left. Now it's greater, so I would move to the right, and I will show x here. So this is x. So x here is greater than 4. It's moving from 4 to positive infinity. Now this is a little bit complicated. What if it was very complicated, like you have x in both sides and you have brackets? What would you do? So let's say we have this question, 9x minus 2 plus 9x minus 7x plus 7. Then on the other side I have 9, then open bracket, negative x minus 5. So I have x in both sides. Don't worry, this is not complicated. So I will start with copying this and pasting it here. Now, this is the question, right? The first step is doing the distributive property by getting rid of all of the bracket, the parentheses. So negative 2 times 9x, negative 18x. Negative 2 times negative 2, positive 4. Now plus 9x minus 7x, leave it alone or as it is, less than 9 times negative x, negative 9x. Type 9 times negative 5, negative 45. So now my first step was just doing the distributive property. Now the second step is moving all the variables to the left side and the numbers to the other side, to the right side. So negative 18x, leave it as it is. Plus 9, plus 4 would be on the other side. Plus 9x minus 7x, leave it as it is. Plus 7, remove it to the other side. What about negative 9x, which is on the right side? I will move it to the left side, so I will change its sign, so it will be positive 9x. Less than, leave it as it is. Negative 45 was on the right, and now it's on the right. Now, positive 4, which was on the left, now it's on the right, so it will be minus 4, right? And plus 7, which is on the left, I will move it to the right, so it will be plus 7. Now, I will combine the like terms. So here, moving variables to the left side and numbers to the right side. Now, what about combining like terms? Negative 18x plus 9x is negative 9x. Minus 7x is negative 16x. Plus 9x is negative 7x. So negative 7x. If you cannot do it and you have a calculator, just write on the calculator negative 18 plus 9 minus 7 plus 9. Don't write x on the calculator. So it will be negative 7. So you just write the answer negative 7x. Now, the other side. Negative 45 minus 4, negative 49. Plus 7, negative 42. Now, it's very easy. So we call this combining the like terms. Now, negative 7x will be divided by negative 7. Always divide by the number which is before x. Always, always. Don't divide by negative 42. Divide by negative 7. But remember now, when I divide by a negative number, I have to flip the direction of the inequality. So it will be negative 7x divided by negative 7. So it will be x. Now, less than will be greater than. Negative 42 divided by negative 7 is positive 6. So x is greater than 6. Greater than 6. Now, I will show the teacher my answers or the solutions, the infinite solutions actually. There are a lot of numbers that are greater than 6. I will show the teacher all my solutions on the number line. So I will start with the number line, then drawing a circle. It should be empty. Why empty? Not colored because it's greater than, not greater or equal. And here I will write the number 6. So to tell the teacher that number 6 is here. Then I will draw an arrow to the right or left. Since it's greater than, so the arrow should be moving to the right side, right? I will color it with red, let's say. Then write x here by saying that, hey, these are the solutions. X is greater than 6. So the teacher will understand. One more question, which is the last question before you go to your classwork or homework. Solve the linear inequality. Negative 3, open a parenthesis, minus 6a. I will not write x, which is possible. Minus 7 plus 90a greater than, let's say, 5, open a parenthesis, minus 8a minus 9, close the parenthesis, minus 4a plus 5. Do you want more difficult than this? I think this is enough, right? Now, what do you think our first step is? The distributive property. So the distributive property. Yeah. Negative 3 times negative 6a, it will be positive 18a. Negative 3 times negative 7, positive 21. So I did the distributive property on my left. Now on my right, 5 times negative 8a, negative 40a. 5 times negative 9, negative 45. So I'm done with the distributive property. Now my second step is moving all the variables to the left side, which is a, and the numbers to the right side. So positive 18a, leave it as it is. Positive 21, leave it to the other side. Forget it now. Plus 90a. Now go to the right side. You have negative 40a on the right side. I would move it to the left side and change its sign. It will be positive 40a. Then I have also negative 4a on my right side. I will move it to the left side, so it will be positive because I will change the sign. Greater than, nothing will happen to it. It will stay the same. Now I will start with the right side. Negative 45, I didn't remove it, so leave it as it is. Plus 5, I didn't move it. Now I will go to the numbers that were on the left side. I only have positive 21. Now I will move it to the right side. It will be negative 21. So here, moving variables to the left side and numbers or known numbers to the right side. Why? Because I want to show x, right? Now combining like terms, 18a plus 90a, 108a, plus 40a, 148a, plus 4, 152a, right? If you cannot do that, hold the calculator and write 18 plus 90 plus 40 plus 4, it will give you 152. Then write a on it. Here, don't write a on the calculator. You cannot. Just write the numbers, then when you finish, write the final answer here with a next to it. So greater than negative 45 plus 5, negative 40. Minus 21, negative 61. Now I will divide both sides by a positive number, which is 152. What do you think will happen to the direction of the inequality? Will it change or not? Not, because I divided by positive, so I will not change it, change the direction. So a will be alone. So this is called isolating a, right? I will write it in small letter. A greater than negative 61 divided by 52. I will use the calculator. Negative 61 divided by 152. The answer is negative 0.4. It's okay if the answer is negative, guys. Don't worry. You don't need to flip the direction of the variable, the inequality. So a is greater than negative 0.4. Now how to show the teacher the solutions on the number line? First of all, I will draw the number line with arrows on the right and the left, but here I cannot do it on Google Slide. Then I will write the number here. So this is negative 0.4. Then I will draw a circle above it, right? So I will go to shapes, then circle, then draw a circle. This circle should be colored or not? What do you think? I think no. Why? Because a is greater than. If it was greater or equal, I will color it. If it was, I would color it. Okay? Now I cannot write on the calculator greater than or equal. On the Google Slide, I cannot write greater than or equal. So that's why all my examples are about greater and less than. Okay? So now greater than, a greater than. So I have to move to the right side because greater than. If it was less than, I would move to the left side. I will change the color, make it blue, then write x above it, to show that here are the solutions, sir. Here are the solutions. Here are all the numbers that are greater than negative 0.4. Again, a quick revision. Our learning objective of today was how to solve multi-step. We call this multi-step because you have more than one step, linear inequalities. Then I just gave you a simple question, 3x minus 5 greater than 9, so you moved negative 5 to the other side, it became positive. Then 9 plus 5 is 14, then you divided both sides by 3, so you got x greater than 4.8. So here I drew a circle, which is an empty circle, because x is greater, not greater than or equal. Since x is greater, so I moved to the right, so I drew a line to the right side. Then we went for another one that the coefficient of x was negative, so I needed to divide by negative at the end. When I divided by negative 2 at the end, I flipped the direction of the inequality. Why? Because I divided by a negative number. So I ended up with x greater than 4, so I drew an empty circle. Why empty? Because x is greater, not greater or equal. If you see or equal, greater than or equal, less than or equal, you just color the circle, okay? That means you include the number 4 in the solution. But here, I don't want 4. I just want the numbers that are greater than 4. Why did I draw the arrow to the right side, not to the left side? Because x is greater, not less than, okay? So what about this one? Solve the linear inequality negative 2 times 9x minus 2 plus 9x minus 7x plus 7 less than 9 times negative x minus 5. So here there are parentheses, there are variables on both sides, which is fine. So I started with doing the distributive property. So negative 2 times 9x is negative 18x, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4, then plus 9x stays the same, minus 7x stays the same, and positive 7 I dropped it down, less than 9 times negative x, which is 9 times negative 1x, so negative 9x. 9 times negative 5 is negative 45. So the first step was distributive property. The second step was moving variables to the left side and the numbers to the right side. Negative 18x stays the same. I dropped down positive 9x and negative 7x, and I moved positive 4 and positive 7 to the right side and changed their signs, so they became negative 4 and negative 7. What about negative 9x on the right? I moved it to the left side, then it became positive 9x. Then I dropped negative 44 down. I didn't change anything in it, so it stays on the right side. Then I combined the like terms, so I wrote negative 18x plus 9x minus 7x plus 9x, so the answer for that is negative 7x. Negative 45 plus minus 4 minus 7 is negative 56. So combining like terms. Now I divided both sides by negative 7. Remember, I flipped the direction of the inequality. Why? Because I divided both sides by negative 7. Because it's negative. So 1x, I mean negative 7 divided by negative 7 is 1. So x greater than negative 56 divided by negative 7 is 8. I drew the number line. I drew a circle above the number 8. It's empty. Why? Because x is greater than, not greater or equal. Even if it was less than, without or equal, the circle will be empty. Why did I draw the red line to the right? Because this line shows me the solutions, the possible values of x that I can get. I have unlimited numbers at greater than 8. So since it's greater, I move to the right. If it was less, I would move to the left side. The last one that I gave you today was like a complicated question with variables on both sides, parentheses. Don't worry. Just do the distributive property first. Negative 3 times negative 6a, 18a. Negative 3 times negative 7, it's positive 21. Plus 90a, I dropped it down, greater than stays the same. Now the right side. 5 times negative 8a, negative 40a. 5 times negative 9, negative 45. Then I dropped negative 4a plus 5 down. So now I don't have parentheses at all. I finished all the distributive property operations, right? Now I would move all the variables to the left side and the numbers to the right side. So 18a stays the same, 90a stays the same, negative 40a, which was on the right, now it's on the left. But I changed the sign. It was negative, it became positive 40a. Minus 4a, which was on the right, I moved it to the left and it became positive. Now greater than stays the same. What about negative 45? It was on the right of my greater than inequality sign. It was on the right, so it stays on the right, so I didn't change it. I just dropped it down. Plus 5 is the same thing. It was on the right and it's on the right. I didn't change the sign. I only changed the sign of positive 21. Why? Because it was on the left and now it's on the right. That's why I changed it to negative. Now I would combine the like terms. 18a plus 90a plus 40a plus 4a, the answer is 152a, greater than. Negative 45 plus 5 minus 21 is negative 61. So 152a greater than negative 61. Now I divided both sides by 152. Since I divided by a positive number, I will not change the direction of the inequality. It stays greater than. So a greater than negative 0.4. Now I will choose all the numbers that are greater than negative 0.4. I have 0, 0.3, 0.2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have till positive infinity. So I drew an empty circle. Why is it empty? Because a is greater than or less than, without or equal, it's empty. If it was greater than or equal, less than or equal, I would change the situation of the circle. It would be colored. That means I included this number with my solutions. Now I have greater than, only greater than, not greater or equal, so it's empty. That means negative 0.4 is not included in the solution. I don't want it. Since I have a greater than, that means I have all the numbers to the right because it's greater than negative 0.4. That's why I drew the line to the right side and I wrote X above it to show the teacher that these are my solutions. I hope you enjoyed it. It's your turn now to solve the coming 8 questions. Good luck.